Sup, it's a True Floater, and I'm doing a review on Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts, The Amazing Spider-Man from the No Way Home movie. To be more specific, this is from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie, but that's obvious. And I have a lot of good things I'm going to say about this figure, a lot of good things. I'm at a crossroads though if I like this more than the Toby one. There are certain things about this figure that does make it a little bit better, mainly part of the scope and articulation, but there are a couple things that this figure lacks that it kind of hurts it, but at the same time what it lacks also helps it. So yeah, well let's get straight into the review. Alright, we're going to talk about the aesthetics and the scope first. The scope itself is really good. I love it. I think overall, out of the 3 Spider-Mans coming out, I would say this may have the best scope. I don't have the No Way Home, the Tom one, but I can assume it's probably better. This looks beautiful, and this is definitely better than the Toby one. Not by a big margin, just by a little bit. There's a certain detail they went, and a certain paint they used just edges out a little more. I really like the shiny paint on the body mold, because if you look at that suit, especially in promo images, and even if you watch the movie in Amazing Spider-Man 2, his suit does shine a bit more than the others in certain scenes and certain lighting. So I felt like that was pretty accurate. Let's get a lower look. Y'all can see the texturing they used on the suit. I thought that was also really accurate. He did an amazing job doing that. And what else was I about to say? I was about to say something like this. I like the head mask. Oh yeah, another good thing about this sculpt is, again, it's very movie accurate. Is that I like the body sculpt. The fact that he didn't add too much muscle definition like the Marvel Legends one. I don't get it. Is that a lot of people gave this figure flack for the lack of muscles, because the Marvel Legend one had a lot and this one he doesn't. But I think most people forget that suit was actually like an actual unitard, like a suit. You don't see any muscle definition when he's wearing it. Andrew Garfield himself is a very skinny and lean. He's a lean being. He actually looks like somewhat of a younger, more Steve Ditko designed Spider-Man. I don't think that was what they were going for, but that's what it ended up looking like. So that's actually movie accurate. The muscle definition isn't like crazy. Like this one does it better than the Marvel Legends, where they kind of went overboard on that one, where it doesn't even look the same at some points. Still like that figure, but they definitely were more closer to accuracy than that Marvel Legends one. I'm tired of people saying that it needs more muscle definition. No, it does not. It didn't need it. It was good. It was perfect actually. But yeah, there's the scope. I'll do some in-hand images. I'm sorry. I'll just flip it around. You see the back. Okay, let me move the lighting a bit so I can get a better idea. I'm gonna raise this up. Oh, was it blurry like that the whole time? I'm sorry. Yeah, the spider looks really good actually. Again, the paint they used is great. And I'm glad they didn't make the same mistake on the... I'll even bring it out. They didn't make the same mistake with the elbows and didn't like paint them through. Granted, the design allows it for... They don't have to really worry about that, but I'm glad, I don't see something like it doesn't trick my OCD. So, looks all right there. Let me put this guy back up on shelf. And what else was I doing? Oh yeah, I'll get on to later. Alright, now next we're going to get into the articulation of the figure. Alright, he has a ball joint. Alright, you can go back that far, so not too great, but forward really far. You can get him almost... You can stretch out. Get him crossing out his arms. Go up. Go down. Go that far up. Oh, that got knocked over. Let me move that to the side. You can look up really nicely, so you can recreate some poses when he's like flying down. So that's cool. You can look. Oh, popped off the head. There we go. You can look down that far without popping off the head, at least. Yeah, the diaphragm joint. That's how far the diaphragm joint goes. And if you also use the joint in the waist, you can go down even further. So yeah, that's really nice. That is really, really nice. Love to see that on Spider-Man. Sometimes you don't always see that for Marvel Legends, or really just Marvel Legends. Let me stop talking about them. You can go back this far. All right, not bad. I'm okay with that. I like that. I'm not going to utilize that detail of articulation often. And then the legs. This is kind of Tamashii Nation's specialty, is that with the sacrifice of the sculpt, the articulation of the legs are kind of god tier. Go out that far. Swivel. Oh, did I do this already? Yeah. Here's the joints in the knee. You can swivel the foot. It can go up this far. It can go down really far. Oh my god. There's a toe digit. What else? Yeah, that's it. A lot of good articulation. Oh, there's the thing I wanted to talk about, is the elbow. The elbow, strangely, but it actually allows you to do different, more dynamic poses, even though this figure does plenty, is that you can switch the whole arm. You can swivel the arm. I don't know if you can do that with other figures. I may have to go back and look, but that's the first time I've noticed that he can do that, which is really, really cool. So it allows it for, you know, more nuttier poses when he's shooting out webs. But dang, that came out wrong. Whatever. But that's the I'm sorry. That's the articulation. Just want to make that guy look a little decent. Okay, that's okay. Alright, now we're going to get into the accessories, which this figure cuts with a decent amount, but not as many as the Toby one. Doesn't come with any Andrew Garfield head sculpts, which I'm not mad at, because there was legal reasons for that. So because you didn't get those, the price dropped by like a good $10, maybe $20. I can't really tell, but I think it was somewhere within the 70s without shipping and tax. So that's nice. But let's go get the hands. Here's his little pointy hands, which, you know, he's Andrew Garfield, so, or the more, I guess, charismatic Spider-Man, so he needs those. You got his little, he got his, I'm sorry, I'm bad at showing. That is not one of the hands. Let me find it. You got his relaxed hands. So that's nice. What else? Oh, you need these right here. He got his web shooting hands. Can you see that? I mean, you got an idea of it. His wall crawling hands. And I don't know what these are, to be honest. These may have been the wall crawling hands. I'm sorry. I think these are the wall crawling hands. And the other hands are just shown where, I guess, more so the surprise hands. They recreate that look he had against Electro in the movie, if y'all know what I'm talking about. And then there's more. He has this short, small web. I don't really like these webs at all. I use custom webs. Well, I have to buy more. I lost my last one. But a longer, slightly longer web. Another short web. Don't know if I showed that. Another one of those slightly medium longer webs, and then a really long web for web swinging and stuff. So this is the one I probably use the most. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so Now on to the final judgment, or I forgot what I call this, the final grade of this figure. And I'm gonna, usually I like to do, I judge figures off by just the figure itself first, because when I review Marvel Legends already, they're not gonna be held in a good light because of the pricing of them and the figure itself. But every other figure I just judged by just the overall price and the figure, because I feel like that's a bit more fair for those. They deserve it, while Marvel Legends don't. But I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to judge it for the figure and the overall purchase, and if I felt like it was worth it or not, and is it just overall a good buy. And personally, in my opinion, I think this is overall a really good buy. I mean, sure, it didn't come with the Andrew Garfield head sculpt, but that was resulted in the figure being $15 or $20 cheaper. So if it means getting a good Spider-Man, a very good looking Spider-Man for cheaper, just because I don't get a head sculpt, I will gladly take that. Comes with all the standard hands you would expect from most Tamashii Nation Spider-Man releases. The webs as well. Wish they could have given us maybe a different web, kind of like what Mayfix is doing with what they did with their Scarlet Spider, but I'm not really dying over it. And now onto the figure itself. The figure is amazing. Great sculpt, perfect sculpt. Well, I won't say perfect. Again, those little cuts in the pelvis region or the crotch region will always get some people unnerved by it. I personally have kind of grown to like it. I really don't care. I used to hate it, but after getting a couple more SH Figuart figures, I don't mind it anymore. So overall, for me, I think this is a perfect looking sculpt. Very movie accurate. I love the paint. I think the paint was done well. I think this is the right colors to use, in my opinion. I like the head sculpt. I can see why some people find the lenses maybe not to be completely accurate. I can get that, but I don't know. I'm not really. I didn't look that deep into it. It looks pretty similar. Looking at the picture and then looking at this. What else? I feel like I forgot something. The articulation is really good. I'm trying to think of problems with this figure. Oh, I totally forgot. If you look on the oh wow. You look at his wrist right there. He has a web shooter put onto his wrist. They molded that in, which I thought was a really nice touch. That could have been easily forgotten. And I just remembered. I think this is by far, when it comes to all the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans we've gotten, this is the best one. Yes, I'm saying it's better than that Mayfix one. Say what you want, but that Mayfix one, it's still a good figure, still better than most retail figures. But that figure has not really aged well for import quality, I guess, standards. Those joints on the legs especially look they look hideous. They look hideous, even worse than the SH Figuarts crotch region. That crotch region on the Mayfix one is even worse. So yeah, I think this one is the best one you can get on the market, and especially considering that Mayfix one is probably very hard to find nowadays and is expensive. You can get this guy for $75 on Big Bad Toy Store, so it'll probably ramp up to 90 or 80. But here's the thing, you may even be able to get it on Ami or Hobby Link Japan. So like, this is, you can get this guy much cheaper than that Mayfix one, unless I'm wrong. You find it somewhere else very cheap. But yeah, this is better. This is really good. I will give this a final score of like a 10 out of 10. That may be, I rarely give 10 out of 10s, but I really do like it. I love it, and I just love posing it around. So yeah, I'm gonna give it, no, I don't care about head sculpts though. But that was, how about this? I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. I'll do that, a 9.5 out of 10 for this figure. But that is it for my review. So yeah.